So today we're looking at one of the most active teams in the Premier League transfer-wise. Remember, this is up until the 23rd of July in 2015. So if there's any other movements in or out after this date, this is the date of recording, I will be covering it as much as I can. Some of the bigger names we'll do separate videos for, so stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you want to wait and see for more information about them in more detail, basically. Liverpool is going to be the team that we're looking at today. Don't forget the other teams are in the description if you want to check out some of the other teams. But the main thing is to get your opinions, get your personal footballing knowledge, get them in the comment section below. I want to see some debates and some arguments going on between you guys. I'm just really interested to see how fans are getting on, how they feel about their own personal teams or other teams, and how they're doing in the transfer window, and basically their predictions for the oncoming season, which is very, very close. I think maybe 2-3 weeks. So it's creeping up on us nice and quickly, and I couldn't be happier. I'm bloody missing football. But today we're looking at Liverpool. I'm going to try and be as unbiased as I personally can. I'm a Man United fan, so this is going to be relatively tough. But we'll start with the outs, and we'll start with the big one, which is one of the ones that we'll be covering in a separate video, and it is Mr. Raheem Sterling, who's joined another Man United rival in Man City for around about £49 million. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're watching this video, I am sure you are sat there with the biggest smile on your face in the world. If you're a Man City fan, I think in the future you will also be smiling with the biggest, sat there with the biggest smile in the world. There's two ways of looking at this. Unfortunately, English players are very, very expensive, which I'll go into again in another video. Raheem Sterling could be one of the best English players that we've got coming through with the current crop of players. I am a Man United fan, and I am saying this with genuine honesty. I believe Raheem Sterling is he kind of is, but I think he could be a very, very good player. He's agile, he's quick. He's unpredictable. He can score goals. He can get assists. If you get the right players playing around him, I think Raheem Sterling could do you wonders. But £49 million is way too expensive, in my opinion. But the English thing, the factor comes into it. I'm just thinking of some of the players that you can buy. But then you think about, okay, Fernando Torres was 50 million. But again, that was stupid. So people that make these comparisons sometimes is silly. Like Andy Carroll, don't bring Andy Carroll up because Andy Carroll was too expensive. You cannot compare someone that is that expensive. It's simple as that. But Raheem Sterling, very, very good player, very, very good addition to Man City. But Liverpool have done very well to get the money they have. That's my personal opinion. I really do think imagine Raheem Sterling, he will come in for Man City. Probably, I would imagine, play. Personally, I think he will play on the right hand side. I think he will replace. If they continue with this 4-4-2 system, I would go 4-2-3-1 with Man City, but we'll get into that in another video. But I think he will come in on the right hand side unless they play him on the left and move David Silva in. But I think he will but he will come into the first team instead of Jesus Navas. But great business for Liverpool, unreal business for Liverpool. 49 million, and they've had to bring in quite a bit of money because they've spent a lot of money. But we'll come into that in a second. Another one that's gone out is Glenn Johnson. To Stoke on a free. Again, I think that Glenn Johnson is past it. I think it could be good business for Stoke in the future. Not in the future, but they did need a right back. They had centre backs playing there quite often. So I think Liverpool done well to let Glenn Johnson go. He was definitely not good enough for the first team, but they have also replaced him very well, which I'll come on to in a second. Steven Gerrard, Mr. One Man Club. I said it. No more. Man United fan, unbiased. Come on. Steven Gerrard, he's obviously gone. It's a shame. I think that they don't have that figure anymore, and I don't think Jordan Henderson is that Steven Gerrard figure that's in the dressing room that players will walk in and go, "Oh my God, that's Steven Gerrard. He is Mr. Liverpool." It's a shame, really. I know Steven Gerrard I know he wants to go and play regular football. And LA Galaxy is a great place to go and do it for your personal reasons. Who doesn't want to go and live in LA? Let's be honest. But I just think that they could have let Steven Gerrard stay at the club, just get the ropes, get the young players. He could maybe have helped out with the whole Sterling situation a little bit better. Obviously, that didn't end too well for the Liverpool fans and for Sterling. It didn't end on too good of a note. Steven Gerrard, I just think that he could have been that guy that had the experience and had the aurora that he brought into the dressing room that could have helped out with a lot of players, especially as they've been doing so much business. It's a complete transitional period, I think, for Liverpool at the moment that they're going through, like a lot of other teams as well. I don't know. I think they should have kept Steven Gerrard, in my personal opinion. But it's good for Gerrard that he's gone. I'm sure he was probably on a high wage, on a positive note. So maybe that they're going to save money there. But they're spending a lot of money anyway. But there are a lot of English players. I mean, the three players that we've mentioned, Sterling, Johnson and Gerrard, have all gone, all English. So moving on, Lloyd Jones has gone to Blackpool on loan. Jordan Williams to Swindon on loan. Kevin Stewart also to Swindon on loan. Sebastian Coates has gone permanently to Sunderland. He was obviously on loan last season. That's an undisclosed fee. Brad Jones has been released, the goalkeeper. Again, I think that's good business. I do not rate Brad Jones. Javi Manquillo, there was loads of big things coming about him. He was doing really well at Atletico. He come on loan with it was a 2-year loan, I believe, with a potential for it to become permanent for something like £4.5 million. He never really got the look in. John Flanagan done very well at the beginning of the season, and then Glenn Johnson came in, and it didn't look like, I don't know whether he had an injury. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comment section below. But since then, his loan has been terminated, and he has actually returned to Atletico Madrid. Whether that was requested by Atletico, by Javi Manquillo himself, or Liverpool obviously opted to get rid of him, I'm not too sure. But they do have John Flanagan at right back, and they have made an addition at right back, which we'll come on to very, very shortly. Danny Ward also went to Aberdeen on a season-long loan as well. So moving on to the ins. Now, they spent quite a bit of money. They have made quite a lot of additions. We'll start off with the most latest one, which is Christian Benteke. There will be a video covering this transfer separately, so stay tuned for that. But Christian Benteke has joined from Aston Villa. Now we think about Raheem Sterling and they got a lot of money for him. My God, they've splashed a lot of money as well on Benteke. I really do. Again, it's a very similar one to the Sterling deal. I do rate Benteke. He's very strong in the air. He's a very powerful player, and he will get you goals. And his game to goal ratio is very, very good. So, I mean, it could be their answer that they're looking for goals wise. I'm not saying he's replacing Suarez, because Suarez is another level. But I do think that he'll help out with the goals. But it's a strange one because they have an awful lot of strikers. You would expect maybe some of them to leave. Let me know if you think they will in the comment section below. I'm just going to think of let's go through the strikers off the top of my head. So they have Ricky Lambert. They have another new addition in Roberto Firmino, who can play there, but I think he's more of a number 10 / attacking winger, or an inside attacking winger. They've got Daniel Sturridge. So let's just count these. Ricky Lambert, Daniel Sturridge, perhaps maybe Firmino, so we'll count him. Who else do they have? They have Divock Origi, who's now was permanent. He joined last season and went back on loan to Lille. Didn't do too well, but he's still there. Danny Ings has also joined, which we'll come on to very shortly. Fabio Borini still plays for Liverpool. You forget about him. Then you've got the man Mario Balotelli. Then there's the whole thing about will Jerome Sinclair come in and play consistently up top. So that's 9. And then you've got Christian Benteke. That is 6 strikers or 6 potential forward frontmen that could play for Liverpool. Sorry, 6. That's 10. 10. That is a lot of strikers, considering they only normally play one up front. So you'd maybe expect some of them to leave. There's been rumours about Balotelli going. There's been rumours whether Jerome Sinclair will be loaned out. Will one of the championship teams come in for him? Borini always gets links with other teams. Danny Ings has only just joined, so you don't expect him to go anywhere anytime soon. Divock Origi, will they bring him in? It sounds like it. They've been playing him a lot in pre-season. Will he be loaned out? We don't know. There's obviously loads of injury concerns about Daniel Sturridge, and if you want to go check out his injuries, it's a massive list. It's crazy. So you can't rely on him too much at the moment. Firmino, I don't think he'll play up front too much. And then Ricky Lambert, there's rumours of him maybe going to Norwich. Norwich have been linked with him, and a couple of other teams as well. So maybe have to see what goes on with him. But what do you think they're going to do? Who are they going to play up front? Who's going to be the number one choice? Obviously, you'd expect Benteke and Sturridge both to play. Maybe Danny Ings as well. It's a strange one. They've bought a lot of strikers. But we'll move on to the other people that they've bought and we'll go into more detail. Danny Ings then, joined from Burnley. The price is to be confirmed. I've read things in the region from 8 to 15 million pounds. If you can confirm that, let me know in the comment section below. Roberto Firmino, obviously joined from Hoffenheim, £21.3 million. He's got one of the highest assists rates in Europe. A lot of links to Man United. I have obviously been a United fan, I've seen this a lot. And he did go to, obviously, Liverpool. There's a vine going around of him doing kick-ups and doing a little backwards flick into a basketball net, which is pretty cool, I have to admit. But yeah, he looks like a good player. So he's got great potential too. Very, very young. About 22 years old, I think. Nathaniel Klein is coming at right back. An absolute beast of a replacement for Glenn Johnson. I really do rate Nathaniel Klein. He was linked to a lot of English clubs. Chelsea, United, City, obviously Liverpool as well. I don't think he was linked with Arsenal, obviously because of the Bellerin deal. But yeah, I think that's a good signing. It's an undisclosed fee, regions of about £25 million, I believe. So let me know what you think of that. Is that too expensive or is that just the English player factor? But I think he'll do well for Liverpool, I really do. Joe Gomez, joined from Charlton, £3.5 million. I'm not really too sure about him too much. I think, and I've heard that he's a centre-back, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is all just what I'm hearing. I know he's a defender. I think he's a centre-back. He's joined from Charlton. He's actually rated to be one of the brightest English talents coming through as well. So it could be good business for them. But this one's a strange one. I know that they let a goalkeeper go in Brad Jones, who's not a great goalkeeper. But they signed Adam Bogdan from Bolton on a free. Now, there are other goalkeepers out there that are a lot better than Adam Bogdan. Let's be honest. He's obviously going to be a backup to Mignolet. What do you think of that deal? Is that a strange one? Is he good enough to be playing in the Premier League for the likes of Liverpool? Say Mignolet gets an injury, a broken finger or a strained wrist. Are you going to be able to trust Adam Bogdan in goal? That's the question. But that's going to conclude the Liverpool episode then. What do you think? What do you think their strongest lineup is going to be? How are they going to fit in all these strikers? Is Coutinho or Firmino going to play in the number 10 role? What's going to happen with Markovic? There was loads of things that are supposed to have been happening with him. Where's Lallana going to fit into all of this? Obviously, Jordan Henderson has come in and he's going to be sort of the new Gerrard. I think they're going to try and bring out of him. We'll have to see how that goes. But let me know what you think. Do you think they're going to buy any more players? Do you think they're going to sell any more players? How do you think they're going to line up? What is your predictions for Liverpool this season? Obviously, in the future, if there's any more transfers that come through, we will cover it on this channel as much as I can. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other episodes of all the other teams. Remember to leave a like if you're enjoying all these different videos. And remember to subscribe to the channel for new and up-to-date content as to what's going on all around the world in football and obviously other content as well. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you soon.